Who's ready?
I am.
What is your experience with trolls and homophobic abuse online?
Online.
I mean, who doesn't get to experience that, right?
I think
Online.
you can speak on it because you were talking about from the
Online.
photo shoot. So
Yeah.
you're
Okay,
yes.
so I think by now everyone knows I'm a model, right? And I do a whole lot of non-binary stuff because I'm like gender non-binary sort of. So most of the time, I mean, we had this one pansy shoot that we did. It was very dramatic, guys. Like, so there was earrings everywhere, big hair, skirts, heels. Like, it was so crazy. Actually, it was so fun. And they posted all of that. And the way people reacted to the pictures was shocking. Like, I was shocked. Other people be like more open-minded and like appreciative of the fact that there are people trying to push images for awareness, you know? And people actually didn't appreciate that. Nobody accepted it. It was so bad, guys. And all my friends kept saying, oh no, but you need to relax. Like, you've got this. I mean, you're the one in the pictures. But the whole time I kept thinking, oh my goodness, like I've been blinded all these years thinking, like, so homophobia is a real thing and it happens, right? And we all experience it. But to a certain extent, you don't necessarily expect people to go and troll like your work.
Yeah.
Because that's work
That's
to
work.
me, you know?
Yeah.
And that made me feel so bad, guys.
Yeah.
And then we had like another Italian Vogue shoot we did with this other photographer. So we were in like rich and lacy skirts and whatnot, and it was very gender non-binary.
It was very beautiful.
And Afropunk posted that picture, guys. But people were trashing it. Like, people from New York were like, oh, what's happening to masculinity? And, oh, Nubian princes, what a waste. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, you're wording it so perfectly. You're just meaning something totally different. Like, call me a Nubian prince, honey.
Yes.
I'm here for it any day, right? But it was trash. It's bad.
I've never experienced it.
For me,
never.
I've gone through it, and I always thought that my social media platforms were like my open diary, where I can share my thoughts on the post.
Yeah.
And also, I got to a point where I thought my social media people that I interact with are my friends. And there was a point where I was attacked by a taxi driver. Well, I wasn't attacked by a taxi, he stole my phone. It was a brand new phone, I spent 30k on it. And I just bought it. And I tried to get the phone back, and taxi was being impossible. So I went on such a whole social media campaign. I got ECA involved. And I did an interview. And during my interview, I cried. And me crying brought so much hate against me. I had people telling me, oh, you're not a real man. What kind of a man cries for a phone? The people telling, and also because I had my dog on my lap during the interview, they were like, what a, yeah, like they literally, I was targeted by the straight people. That was something I expected. The biggest shock for me was the reaction from the queer community. I was attacked by so much by people from the queer community that I was shook. Literally to a point where I stopped following gay people on Twitter. I went on my Instagram account and I blocked all gay people that I used to follow, and I made them unfollow me. And literally, even on social media now, I'm no longer engaged with the queer community.
But I think, I'm sorry, I'd like to respond to Thabo because I feel like you're now curating the problem to be from a specific group of people.
No, I'm not
No. If you're doing this thing where we judge marginalized bodies much harsher. No. You're saying you experience hate from both straight people and gay people. But no. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your expectation was. If you're experiencing hate, it doesn't matter who it comes from. The punishment should be on whoever is doing it. You're not gonna judge gay people more harshly because they're being homophobic. It's not to say It's not to say that we're saying they're perfect. They're not. There is homophobia and transphobia within the queer community. But you're not now going to curate your punishment for a specific group of people because that's what you expect from them.
I think the fact that it's Thabo did not expect it from us. Like you think we are like as gay people, our minds are bigger. Like you understand, even if I walk in with my nails done and everything, you wouldn't have a problem with
Obviously,
like why
it's
are you over the top?
Pretty
Why?
evident
What's
that
happening?
gay people do kind of have a sort of hate speech type of. It's that kind of.
Mike is that you taking. I don't know why you're reacting this way, and please don't do the finger thing. It's really like it's not my. I don't like it. But like, does she think she's Google Maps trying to find me? Why are you pointing at me? Like, hello. I was not adding a harsh punishment to the queer community. The queer community is my safe space. Yeah. And the people that I engage with within the community are people that I've always I assumed were friends. Yeah. And
but
my
you're
reaction,
realizing them now.
My reaction to it is how I reacted, and that's how I felt. And That's my experience. And my trauma, you cannot tell me how to experience my trauma, nor can you tell me how to compartmentalize it. How I express it.
I think the problem is, again, like in terms of what you're saying and what she's also saying, it's you were okay, like you said, we can't tell you how to deal with your trauma, but I think what she's always saying is you should have been fair. If she's coming for you and she's straight, block her.
Yeah.
She's coming for you and she's gay, block her. Don't go like, I'm gonna strictly block gay people.
No,
as much as I understand that you were not expecting it from the gay community,
I was
because you
not at all.
were
And
expecting
those
the gay
are
community
people.
to understand you
And back us up. So when
up.
when I had Nigerian Twitter, Kenyan Twitter, I had, even recently when I had posted a picture, I was wearing a fur coat. And I was not wearing any clothes under, and I was just wearing the fur coat.
Yes.
I got the most hate I got was from my community. And what that it is though, and what triggered that is that I had Nigerian Twitter, Kenyan Twitter, South African Twitter being so mean that I had to lock my account.
Sometimes it's not even
Thabo,
online.
you're not fair
It's
also
not
because
even
I feel like
online.
you're not taking responsibility for, I'm sorry about that finger thing, you're not taking responsibility for the brand that you position yourself as. You yourself,
brand.
no, it doesn't
As
matter.
yet.
Cool. You are very mean on social media.
I don't
You
think
say
so.
things that are not responsible, that don't seem like you thought them through,
Okay,
and
so
you don't take responsibility when people react to what you say,
What's
and
your
that is
point?
not fair.
What is your
And
point?
that is
your
not
discussion
fair
on that?
because when you talk in a certain
I'd like
way,
you to
you are
quote me
no.
once. Just
When
quote
you
me once
when
more
you
time.
talk in a
I'll
certain
avoid
way, Thabo, you said that balding is a disability.
Yes, but
It's
I'm
not, but it's not. It's
Why does it
inaccurate.
touch you so much?
Because you
Why
are
does it touch you
inaccurate.
so
It's
much?
ableist to say that. You're being inaccurate in what you're saying.
But-
And when people react to the things that you say, you want to play victim. It's
I'm not
okay.
playing
No.
victim. Okay,
No.
okay.
It's
Okay,
okay.
let me be like you. Let me like you.
No.
Like,
No,
I
I'm
started that
talking.
as a joke. I was
Easy
joking
to
on
talk.
Twitter because I do comedy. My brand that you talk about, I do comedy on social media. When I spoke about my bald spot, I was speaking about literally because I had my bald spot out and I hadn't shaved. I was making banter with people. You guys who are woke decided to come on and attach things to it and all that stuff.
The
I
question
think-
was,
I think
have
what
you
it is-
experienced, have
Personally-
you experienced any hate online
Do you have
or
anything
offline?
to say?
rather?
I mean, I have, with regards to like a tweet that I saw the other day where this guy said, people who are gay are not allowed to be in church. You have to choose a structure. So I kind of thought, I'm like, okay, yeah, here's the attention you wanted. But at the same time, people still think like that. People who are church members still think like that. And I thought, nah, I'm just going to chase this guy and I'm going to have him apologize at the end of this discussion.
And
Because
did
at the
you
end
get
of the
that
day,
privilege?
of course I did.
Of course.
So either way, it's just like, taking responsibility for that. Like, that kind of backlash and homophobia really exists on social media platforms.
And I think it's so
And
sad.
it's not just in our homes or our communities, it's actually online. And yes, we do need to address them. And yes, we do need to kind of, engage on a public discourse.
Yeah.
But guys, don't attach too much feeling to social media. It's not a real
Yes.
Yeah, it's not-
Also,
I
if
think
someone is
on the
making jokes, that's like if I do comedy, I'm doing comedy. If you don't like my comedy, bugger off. Like it doesn't entitle you to insult me or bully me. And
But
also, my thing is that if I made a joke, people who get my stuff get it. And if I do something that is offensive, I always apologize. And the fact that you generalizing me based on one incident of me making a joke about balding, it's actually unfair.
But
and
you
it's
also centered
unfair.
yourself in the conversation. So
Guys,
now it did
It's
become
just
about you.
me, yes, but then you said that I'm mean and I'm all these things.
But you are mean.
Over one thing. Over me.
It's
talk
not about over one
Guys,
thing.
about the other things that
my
quote
thing
me.
is,
Comment in the section below.
my thing is, okay.
If you know, you know.
Yo.
Thabo is that person. Like it was gonna happen, and it's unfortunate that it happened in this conversation. But I think that we need to start holding each other accountable, and that's just what I was trying to do.
So
Yeah,
I
there's an
feel-
agenda. There's always an
I
agenda.
feel like I relate, or I understand what both of you guys are trying to, like the points you're trying to make across, right? So what Thabo's saying is, and it's true, like you do get excluded from like queer spaces online and like groups and whatnot,
Yes.
You do get backlash from like queer people that you sort of look up to sometimes or that you befriend,
Yes.
It is unexpected for somebody you think might understand what it's like to go through what we're going through to like jump on to the bandwagon and like start trashing you, do you understand?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand what she's saying type thing. So as much as you're being attacked or you use your social media space as work, I do as well, right? My thing is, it's okay to sort of tone a few things down, hear out what people need to say. I know she's offended by the whole bald
I'm
joke that you
balding,
made.
though. Doesn't
My
have
personal-
balding.
Okay,
You're not
My
disabled.
personal
You are
point
not
on-
disabled.
Listen, I went to Vids, okay? I'm A grade. So when I have someone that just pick up the philosophy book, is all up in my grill about life, my lived experiences, come on. You'll need to chill, get to know people, like stop shouting at us. Talk to us, don't talk at us. Hey.
I didn't grow up with social media. And so I'd already I'd already taken all the heat, before I got to social media. And I'd already known how to deal with it. And so by the time I got to social media, when I see trolls, it's like, okay.
Nothing's new.
Like,
exactly.
I can't, I'm always on social media, but I can't bring myself to a point where I get so emotionally attached that I'm actually bothered that people are saying this and this and this, like I've not heard it from people around me. So it's like, okay, so I think for me, I've never brought myself to a position where emotionally I feel attached to social media, no matter how much time I spend on it. So when people want to tell me something I've been hearing all around me for all these years, it's like, okay, I can maybe respond for laughs, and that's just it for me. So I never really had a set way of dealing with homophobes on social media, because for me it doesn't affect me personally.
Yeah, as compared to in real life, where you have to experience your own family kind of bashing you. Why are you wearing an oversized tee? Why are you wearing baggy jeans or whatever? It's kind of like you already know you're getting it from a certain space that's already within your boundaries. So if people online say it to you, you don't even know them. You let a lot of people in terms of writing your diary on social media, and honestly, you don't know these people from a bar of soap. You don't know them from drinking tea with them. You've never had tea with them, actually. So it doesn't really make sense for people to get so touched about, like, oh no, this person's trolling me and so forth.
I think we have to be careful when we say, it's true, social media isn't real. The people that are on social media are real people. And whatever happens on social media, and whatever happens on social media feeds into what happens in society. So accurate information, because where we all exist together at the same time is on social media. So that's where we need to have accurate information, accurate representation, so that whatever happens there can filter properly into society, and we don't have to deal with those on a personal level.
This is the part with social media, because we've seen it do a lot of things actually. Like some of us here, like she says, it doesn't affect her because she has dealt with it. But the hate on social media is bad.
It is.
Like right now there was that guy, that gay show that passed on.
James.
Was it James or was it Brendan?
No,
the other one that committed suicide.
Yes.
And then remember there was the story of that actress Lindy from Scandal. Yes. It was not about homosexuality, but it was about her hate and everything. So I think whether we want to say no, it doesn't affect us. It does affect us.
It does.
Somehow, because there's things that you hear on social media that somebody around you has never said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people say mean things and they go very deep to the extent where you look at yourself and you have low self-esteem or confidence.
I'm hearing your points. I just think, for me, and as selfish as it might sound, at this moment it doesn't affect me. If I'm walking through Brie, I swear I will either try to act as straight as possible, or try to assume male gender as much as possible, so I don't get seen for what I am, for safety
of course.
So I think my biggest thing is, if it doesn't affect me physically now, if it's not in my face, then I feel like because it affects me less, I don't really have to deal with it.
And you like in that sense because, for example, for some of us, like social media is our living, and that's where we go to social media to express ourselves and to even like make jokes or play around and stuff like that. And the thing about trolling that I've found with social media is that trolling is not even done by random people. You can have the most intelligent of people and can still be trolling people. And the thing about social media is that it's very hypocritical. Because I was like raising a point earlier about woke Twitter. And what is woke Twitter? Now, I'm going to be very shrewd about my description of woke Twitter, but I know this is not how they identify themselves. But in my opinion, I find woke Twitter to be a lot of people who usually were into university. Can I finish? Okay. Usually it's people who went to university or someone that happened to come across a newspaper or a sociology book, anthropology book, or someone that they know that they found this information. Now, with this knowledge that they have, they don't share or disperse the information. They beat people down with it. They're like Bible bashers. In a sense of that, if
So
I
actually
like you have more
so with them
idea
have this opinion that they're the ones who regulate social media, they're the ones who tell people how to behave, and also they somehow have insight about you. They live in your head. If you make a statement, they won't ask you what you said, but rather they will tell you what you say.
So examples are the ones like
So you
sometimes when you post something, like you post a message, they tell you.
I hate the notion that people can't have information or people can't be knowledgeable on topics if they don't have certain degrees or they don't hold certain place in society. I'm a dropout, but I do my bit to educate myself, and it shouldn't be received incorrectly when we do try and educate and hold people accountable. It's a part of the process of learning and unlearning.
No, let me make an example. No.
So what is not
So reason is important.
Let me make an example. So one time I posted, guys.
It's about you, Thabo. Now it's no longer about you. Now we're getting to the point. The point is that you're centering yourself around a conversation that affects all of us.
The example I'm making is that I made a post and I said, guys, do you think I should qualify for a grant because I'm balding? That's a question, right? Open-ended question where people can engage you with. What I got is that the people who engage me like, no man, you're being stupid. I was like, yeah, I even went online and tried to look it up, but there's nothing about it. The people that were interested in having a conversation, they had a conversation with me and they asked me and we engaged. Then there's a group of people, usually woke people that came. That is so ableist of you, yada yada. And I asked, what does the ableist mean? Because I'd never come across the term. Then someone broke it down to me, like, this is what ableist means and what you're doing is ableist in this. I was like, oh, okay, I did not know that. Thank you for that. And I ended the conversation. But woke Twitter got a hold of that post. They all started adding their own meaning, interpretations. They started telling me what I say.
Can I say, you know, with woke Twitter, with woke Twitter, can I just say, first and foremost, I mean, I think different parts of Twitter have turned the word woke into a bad thing, which people want to deal with.
And woke is not a bad word.
My points.
Woke is my points.
And if we're saying a group of, say, people who've been educated maybe by themselves or by varsities, I think the problem is here we're boxing people, because I know often I can relate to people who know stuff but choose not to educate you but instead bash you for not knowing. Yeah. But I can also relate to people who know stuff but choose to, okay, let me educate you and tell you why you were wrong.
Woke was a good word, and it's crazy how it's transcended, but I get that a lot of people who claim to be woke on Twitter are just people who are there to attack others.
And I think in relation, very true, and in relation to then hate on the LGBT and on social media, I think sometimes it gets tiring to explain to people that don't understand and want to like talk nonsense online, and it's like, okay, I don't need to explain to you, but I'm tired now because we literally have Google.
Yep.
My thing is,
thank you. Buhle came through with the bars. Like, she's quiet, and then when we let her speak because we're too loud, like, and then she just throws the bars and we're like, why didn't we listen to you in the first place? Like,
my thing is, I'm leading back to the point Thabo made earlier, right? That you don't necessarily experience the same like assault or insult on social media than you do at home and like in person. Yeah. Some people won't have the balls to tell you, yeah, when you ain't not whatever, like in person, they're never gonna tell you that. But they're able to go and post about it and like tell you for your whole family to see. Now it's starting to turn very personal when you're putting it on my social media where my family can see, and they start having these false references or like they start making assumptions of me that without giving me a chance to have to like explain myself type thing. Do you understand? So it is very, like, it's very real, guys. It needs to stop.
I think because there's no sense of privacy on social media, whatever you put up on your social media, I can go reproduce that content in however way that I want to, and anyone can see it. So you might not be, you might not have your parents on social media, but if I take it and choose to produce it as my own content, then and your parents and other people's families are there as well, then they're gonna see it. So I think because of there's no regulation of who has access to who and whatever, because it's so
social media. You know when you enter social media that you're literally splurging your entire life onto social media platforms. So you can't be afraid of somebody reposting or retweeting. You know what the laws are. So if you come onto a platform and you expect that people are going to be a certain way, that's not how it works. That's not how the real world works. So if you're expecting that, you should just put that aside.
No.
But that's
but I'm saying so you cannot not expect somebody to troll you.
But
You can. It's a human rights thing.
If you don't like what I'm posting, if you don't like my page, you don't like my content, you can't relate to whatever I have to do on my social media. You leave my social media.
It should be. Yes, you do.
You are.
He is right. Sorry, he is right to have.
Sorry.
She and he are both very right to have the expectation that whatever I produce as myself shouldn't have any backlash, shouldn't have any punishment.
That's being courteous. That's being courteous.
It's on my
but that is coming from a conversation where, yes, but now you can't hold me responsible for you not being an abuser. If you're an abuser, you're an abuser, you're an abuser. True. And you should deal with that according to the law that says that you should behave a certain way.
And I agree with you, but you do enter the streets of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, knowing that you are enabling people to come into your life. But at that part, I think you need a lot of maturity to kind of be like, actually, what is wrong with you? What do you not know? Where is your understanding of queer people, LGBTQIA plus people? What do you know about us? What do you want to know about us? Because obviously you're in a standing point that's very narrow. And we need to kind of just put you back up where you need to be. Because sometimes like our responsibility as queer people to kind of tell people that, no, listen, who hurt you? What happened to your masculinity? And then it's a point of discussion. You know, so I kind of like to address it like head on, like what is where are you coming from? Like,
My thing is, for some people, nothing has been done to them, and I don't want to have to worry about someone because they're feeling worried.
It's just taking that responsibility. Kind of be like, be proactive.
No,
I don't know. I don't like just sitting and waiting and watching.
Like everybody needs to take their own responsibility.
But at the same
but
time,
not with our lives though. Like I think what Khumo is saying, it's valid to say. You know, sometimes get to a point where you can ask, maybe they do not have enough knowledge, maybe they, you know, sometimes we're not saying that you should always do that to people that you meet and whatnot.
Because teaching becomes tiring.
Somebody is just being silly because somebody said it, and then the next thing somebody knows better and they do better. Because like I will call you gay today, tomorrow I find out and you tell me, oh, we're in the same class, and you tell me about homosexuality. And then I stop because at the end of the day I was just saying it because I had people say it. So it's better sometimes to educate. It's better sometimes to open.
We are being too lenient to oppression. I think we are treating it with kid gloves. We are being too pretty about it. No. It is not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to educate anyone on something that I know, because we all have access to the same information. And when people are on Twitter every day talking about abortion rights, this and this, and we're making noise and no one is listening to us, and then when you tweet something that is inaccurate and we correct you, then you say, but nobody told me. What have we been tweeting all along? You know what I mean,
guys?
But also
on the same timeline.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm just generalizing it. That's okay. What I'm saying is, it is very irresponsible of us to look at certain people who do try and reinforce and teach as people who are now, oh, you guys are making everybody uncomfortable. You guys won't let us breathe. Well, it will feel like you're suffocating if you're not ready to take accountability. That's what it's going to feel like. And
let's start an international group chat.
I think
let's have everyone on it. Like if you're queer and you're down for this, we start a group chat. We had everybody's numbers. We discuss a memo for the week, and we go out and we educate.
The more people that are engaging me, whether it's negative or positive, those are impressions for me. That's money in my bag. And also at the end of the day, I've also learned that unemployment is a big problem in South Africa. I am not going to entertain some person on social media who's depressed about their life.
No, it's not always people who are unemployed.
No, I'm saying that people are spending so much time.
Who are broke, as long as they have data and what you're saying is not with them, they're gonna come to you.
I'm not saying it's about being poor, but when you are doing nothing with yourself, you're not keeping yourself occupied, you always, of course, want to exert that energy. Literally, those people that are there on social media, use them to advantage. The minute that
you are earning through people who are on social media, and are you saying that the people that see your tweet are the people that are not doing anything with their lives, and you are?
No, I'm saying the people who are mean. People who are mean, who are making the effort to be mean to other people. You get people who they are focused in life. They wake up every morning, they go on social media to be mean to people, and their timeline is all about being meanness. And my thing is that those people who are there, if you literally entertain them and feed into that thing, they'll definitely get excited and they'll grow and they'll want to do more. And people like those people. Trolls exist because we feed them. If people did not feed trolls,
but my thing is, this is the unfortunate part about what you're saying is that, and in my personal opinion, what you're saying is literally how I see you. And I understand that it's maybe from my assumption because I don't know you, but what I get from you is that you are someone who has positioned themselves on being edgy and provocative, and it's very trollish behavior. So it's unfair that you just have people who are just chilling on Twitter trying to educate each other about sex work or whatever, and then you get one person who's just going to say one odd thing that strays from the conversation. She's like, whoa, dude, like really,
so can I ask
you don't have to be
before
edgy,
you know
like, you know what I mean? And it's not a personal attack.
And it's not even if you don't follow me, man, and maybe you may see one tweet that have gone viral where I was offside and you judge me based on that. I have multiple tweets. Multiple tweets that have gone viral about stuff that people appreciate that are educational. The thing about social media though, it's also very selective. There's a certain group that was probably against me at that time. You are friends with those people, so you chose to align yourself and align your opinion based on the opinion of me.
Can I ask something? When you say troll, are you saying like trollers or whatever you call them? You will troll people. Is it haters?
Yeah.
No, is it people who have an opinion that you happen to not like?
Haters.
Because
there's always
some people who have something that you don't want to hear, but it's their truth. Sometimes you call that hate. People call it hate because like you don't like how he tweets, like you also say. He probably thinks like, no, you don't like me, or you're a troller or troll or whatnot. You guys have that thing, you would see. It is that. So I want to understand, what is trolls? Is it haters or trolls? Is people that have opinion based?
So trolls very much opinion based.
Against
you, it's very much on the perspective based. You can post like a good ass picture on the beach or whatever, and I choose to spot that one office toe. And I'm like, ooh, you're out on the beach, you're toe.
Exactly. So something like
and then everybody picks up on it and it's a thing.
Also, like, if I
all of us are trolls, because I always have an opinion that somebody looks at and be like, nah, honey, I don't like it.
Okay, I think we just need to hold institutions and these companies that we enjoy so much to account on their responsibility to root out these trolls and people who are being abusive. Twitter has a report and block and mute. So so it means if we have 10 people and out of 10 people 8 have blocked you, that should be a red flag. Twitter should investigate that. Why are these people blocking so and so much?
It's what we have to deal with. You're crossing boundaries and borders, and you need to understand that some people actually don't understand what you're doing. So just be lenient. You must expect a little bit of trolling, but just focus on the end goal, and that's educating and informing people about who and what we are.
It's tiring. I don't want to explain myself to ignorant people every single day.
Block.
I will not engage. No time for peasants.